Hello, beautiful people.
My name is Celia Mutsuning Zanyele. I'm back again with the Senzo Meyiwa trial update. If you would remember, last week Friday was the last day that Tumelo Madlala was testifying, and as from yesterday, the 21st of November, we were expecting to see the new witness, and then there were new developments instead. Now the developments are accused number 1 and 2 found themselves with a new legal representative, and all this was a shocker to TT. You would remember that actually accused number 1 up to 4 are represented by TT all this time. No, I'm not right. Not all this time. Oh yes, all this time. I can say all this time because he was only the attorney in that case from the beginning of the trial, but it was led by Advocate Tefo. So Advocate Tefo was the representative of accused number 1 and 2, and TT was his attorney that he was working with. Now, we all know what happened, that Tefo ended up being disbarred because of this and that. There are so many politics around Tefo being disbanded. And now, if you can remember well, there is a time when Tefo gets into the court early in the morning and demands that all the other councils accompany him to Judge Maumela's chambers. Yeah, I'm looking for that word. He comes irritated. He demands that all the other council, by all the other councils, I mean, he demanded that TT Tobani and Advocate Mshololo and also the prosecutor Baloyi accompany him to Judge Maumela's chambers, and they all refused. And when I say all refused, I include TT, the very person that is that was working with him. But be careful, this happens by the time when Advocate Tefo has withdrawn from the case, has withdrawn himself from the case. Fine, TT said, no, I'm not going there. And we were all surprised that why would TT not at least accompany this person that we know him to be working with? Now, it gets juicier. Yesterday, the court, when it's supposed to resume, there is this new advocate that is in the court there. Hibana. The new advocate man, it's there. The new advocate introduces himself as the representative of accused number 1 and 2. And when he came, hey, like this thing, it gets very interesting, because what happened was, while he was giving his reasons as to him being there, something just did not add up, because let me start here. He says he is the representative of accused number 1 and 2, and he was actually hired by the father of accused number 2. You'd remember that accused number 2 is the one that had applied for bail not so long ago and could not get bail because he was identified by Tumelo Madlala on the stand, and that added to him not being released on bail. And then after, hey, now the father says This new advocate says he was hired by the father of accused number 2, but the father of accused number 2 said he will talk to the family of accused number 1 as well, because they grew up together. They are not just related, but they also grew up together. Hey! And then, therefore, he believes that his family would listen to him, because actually they know each other for years. Now he'll use that to lure them into agreeing that the two suspects, accused number 1 and accused number 2, be represented by this new advocate. Now, what does that do? That story, this attorney could have come there in that box with guns blazing, but he didn't know that he was discrediting those witnesses altogether, because Titi Tobano earlier, and even Tefo earlier on, as part of the defense of these people, that these people cannot be, it is impossible for these people that they could have collaborated on murdering anyone or joined hands in killing anyone, because they do not know each other. Said accused number 1 does not know anybody there, does not know anyone. Now all of a sudden he grew up with number 2. What does that do to the case? Okay, fine, let's forget about that. Now Judge Maumela even asked, why is this new attorney coming with surprises in the morning instead of at least having alerted the others, because it's clear that he was appointed as an attorney on Thursday already, the past Thursday. So by Friday already he knew. By the whole weekend already he knew. But then he comes here for a grand entrance on Monday. No, Judge Maumela did not say that. Now those are my words. Now, his excuse was he was appointed on Thursday afternoon, and then he was waiting for the father of accused number 2 to go and talk to the family of accused number 1, so that at least when he speaks on behalf of the two of them, when he's sure of that appointment. Judge Maumela was not convinced even. Still was not convinced. Okay, fine. Now, back to him. Nothing can be done. He is now the attorney of accused number 1 and number 2. TT asked for adjournment so that he can speak to his attorneys, his clients. And strange, his clients are shocked, or they are acting shocked. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking they were acting shocked, because really, can families do something that huge without involving them? I don't know. Maybe it's possible, but I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't sit well with me. And then now, the case had to be postponed because of that. The new attorney must now get time to accompany himself with the case. And remember, now there's a lot. There are transcripts. There is a lot of work that has been done during this trial. He has to go back from word to word, minute by minute, second by second, through all the tapes. Imagine how much will that take. He was asking for a week, but strange, for a week he is also claiming that then next week he won't be there. And the court had this week and next week, then it was still going to wrap up anyway after next week. Now, think about this. Here's a person that needs a week to accompany himself with the case, but is going to be unavailable next week anyway. So, you know what? Some things are just strange. Fine. And then there goes the case for this year, because it was going to end next week anyway. Then the next available date is next year, May on the 2nd. So we will have to wait for next year, the 2nd of May 2023. Now let me give my conspiracy theory. Now this is the theory. It's a conspiracy theory. And my feelings are, advocate therefore gets into the courtroom, demands that all attorneys, all counsels accompany him to Maumela's office. They refuse, including Tobani. Tobani takes over the case of the accused 1 and 1 to 4. That time, Tefo had been approached by the families of all those attorneys. He has been doing the groundwork with them for a period of time, long before the trial started. And as you can see, through all the interviews that Tefo had been doing all that time, that he has struck some relationship with these families and they trust him. Now, if I am Tefo, I am angry with you for taking my case from me, or for taking over my case from me, and I am angry for you not standing with me when I'm fighting. Everybody, what can I do? Am I not in a better position to go to those families and say, you know what, this one is going to fail. Your case is going to fail because of this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Because in my heart, I'm like, I come so far with that case. Do you really think you can come and take it over from me after so much work that I've already done, after so much foundation that I've laid already? I will show you. It's just my conspiracy theory. Doesn't mean it's right. So, so far now TT represents accused number 3 and 4. Advocate Mshololo still represents accused number 5, and the new attorney. Let me check what is the name. And then we have Advocate Sipho Ramsepele, who will be representing accused number 1 and 2. Now, the 2nd of May will come. We are so not sure of what's going to happen on the 2nd of May. Are we going to see 3 different councils representing 5 accused? Are we going to see witnesses being cross-examined by 3 different defense lawyers? Or are we going to wake up on the 2nd of May and find that even accused number 3 and 4 has changed attorneys as well? We are not sure. Now, my view is the father of accused number 2 or accused number 1 has done the dumbest thing ever, because I feel like he was ill-advised. He was very ill-advised. Whoever advised him made him think that this was just easy, like you just switch attorneys like that and it will be like immediate. Now you hit the ground running. He may have thought that since the case is on social media, maybe Advocate Sipho Msipele was very familiar with the case, because I don't think there's any of those parents that would have wanted this case to go to 2023. No one made them aware of that. I really do think they all want, particularly the families of these people that can go out because they were arrested from outside. I really do think they want their children to come outside as fast as they can. So they would not have agreed to anything, to any setup that was going to take them to the middle of next year. So we don't know. Let's wait and see how this case unfolds. But it looks like we're still going to see more and more drama. And my 2 cents worth says Senzo's case is here to show us something. It's here to show us that there is a high possibility that either the ancestors or the angels do not exist. It's here to show us that when people are dead, they are sleeping because, how else can this be possible? If Senzo was okay with his death, his father wasn't. We all know that he died fighting. So how can, if he now has powers from beyond the grave, from either being an ancestor or an angel, how can he not intervene and solve this madness once and for all? So now I'm thinking Senzo's case is one evidence that we are holding on to ideas that it can never be proven, that people who are sleeping beyond the grave still have powers to help or control the living, because I really do know that if that was the case, this case would have taken a different turn the minute Senzo's father died, because the effort, the strength, he even invested his health in fighting Senzo's case. For him to be just sitting and doing nothing as things are moving from one mess to another. That's my 2 cents worth. Thank you so much for watching up until this far, and have a nice day.